We got to do what's right. We've got to, where's the law that says 20 days out, 30 days out, 60 days out, you can't remove people from the voter rolls. If they're illegal and they can't be here and they can't vote and they shouldn't even be on the list, so be it. That's the way it needs to be. Joe Messina, your host. Don't go far. A lot more coming up after the break. You're listening to Joe Messina Show. Be back in a few.
Stay right here for real issues, real facts, with real people.
His name is Joe.
Instead of fighting with these people, what I do is I throw stats at them. Let them go with it.
The Adventures of Joe.
But I've actually even got to the point now when somebody starts arguing with me, prove your facts, I go, now.
All right, what do you say, Joe? What do you say to that?
You didn't prove yours. Mine you can find at the CDC or on the FBI website. You need to do your own homework. Because when you spoon feed them, even when you do that, they tell you you're wrong, even though they have nothing to back it up with. Just like AOC, nothing.
I'm going to deal with topics and issues that will make you think. The lines are open. You can reach me at 855-REAL-JOE, 855-732-5563.
It's the Joe Messina Show.
Welcome back to another session of the day right here on the Joe Messina Show. Always a pleasure to have you with me. 855-REAL-JOE, 855-732-5563. Get involved, get engaged, be part of the solution. It makes everything go better. It tastes better. Everything is good. And I really do appreciate the time again that you're spending with us. And, I love the spin that they're actually putting out there for Joe Biden and protecting him. He wasn't talking about Trump supporters. He was simply talking about the comedian. You're like, you're such a piece of work. No, you weren't. You weren't just talking about the comedian. You listen to the clip; it's very obvious as to what you were talking about. So let's just not do that. What do you think? Just a guess here. Anyway, earlier today, CNN came out and said, we in trouble. CNN data reporter Harry Enton, he broke down the signs pointing to the potential victory for former President Trump, and they are all they're all freaking out over it. And you can't say again, you can't say you weren't warned. She throws out things like she's not going to tax tips. Well, where'd that come from? She didn't tell you how you can do it. She didn't tell you how you're going to get $25,000 to black businesses. And remember, I don't know if she said it were tax credits or she was actually going to give them money, because tax credits are totally different than cash in hand. Seriously. All right. And you better hope, if you're a conservative, if you're a believer in the Constitution, you better hope the Dems don't win. Lindsey Graham, love him, hate him, with Dianne Feinstein. And if you remember, he went off on them because of the way they were handling some of those hearings. And it was like, God forbid you guys get power again, because you will be unstoppable. You don't care about the rule of law. You don't care about the Constitution. He went off and he laid it out, and he was dead right. Whether he wants to admit it or not, he was dead right. So the way they're spinning this on the left, this is the Virginia ruling that came down today, which will go further than this. So they said the Supreme Court's conservative majority overrode the objections of the court's liberal members, and they allowed Virginia on Wednesday to continue its removal of over 1,600 voters from the rolls. The state's Republican administration under Governor Glenn Youngkin has said that they are weeding out non-citizens who are not legally allowed to vote. What's wrong with that? And you can say, well, it's 20 days out from the election, 10 days out, 5 days, whatever. What if you take out the wrong person? No problem. It's no problem at all. It's very easy to take care of. If you feel like you have the right to vote and you've been taken off the list, and you fill in a provisional ballot. Now, what they said is the only issue with that is you have to fill in a provisional ballot and prove you're an American citizen. No, I can't have that because the people that have voting, they're not American citizens. In a pair of lawsuits, the DOJ and civil rights groups accused Virginia of violating the National Voter Registration Act. It prohibits states from systematically removing voters from the rolls 90 days or less before an election. Now, here's the thing, though. These are American voters. These are voters that you presume to be dead. These are voters that maybe were inactive. There's all kinds of other reasons here. This doesn't pertain to non-citizens. See, if you don't have a right to vote, you're on there illegally anyway. So we don't have a right to illegally wipe something out, to get rid of something, to destroy it for whatever. Right? Now, they gave their ruling and didn't give a reason for it. They didn't have to. It's spelled out in the Constitution. They didn't have to. Not only does the decision, now this is according to an MSN writer, not only does the decision appear to contradict federal law, but constitutes what former U.S. Attorney Joyce Vance called a disgraceful departure from the federal court's own jurisdictional principle to do no harm to an election process. But here's the problem. The process was doing harm to the election process. Was it not? So you do know, now remember, that's a law. The Constitution is above the laws that were, I don't know if this thing ever got tested, ever got brought all the way to the Supreme Court. Maybe that's what needs to be done. What was the intent of the Founding Fathers when it came to voting? What was their intent? And if you don't, and it's in the Constitution, and if you don't want that, if you want to change that, if you don't think that's right, then you need to go for a constitutional amendment. Let the people change it. The so-called Purcell principle, which takes its name from the Supreme Court election case in 2006, it holds that the court should not change or approve changes to election rules just prior to an election because it could confuse voters and disrupt the election administration. In this case, what voters would be confused? No, what, the ones that are here illegally and have no right to vote to begin with? Okay, so it's amazing to me. This is very simple English, a very simple law. You don't have to beat your brains out to figure it out. Joe Messina, your host. Don't go far. A lot more coming up after.
Omaha Steaks is rewriting the book on burgers with an all-new handmade texture for the juiciest home-style burgers you've ever tasted. Their pure ground burgers are made from single cuts of real aged Omaha steaks. These are truly steaks on a bun. Filet mignon, ribeye, New York strip, sirloin, and even brisket burgers. Now is the time to experience the exclusive Burger Perfection Flight for just $79.99. Go to omahasteaks.com and use promo code TREAT at checkout to get an extra $20 off your order, plus free shipping. You'll get 4 of each pure ground burger, so you can sample all the steak on a bun greatness. These burgers are crafted for a juicier, more tender experience, making your mouth water with every single bite. Don't wait. Go to omahasteaks.com, use promo code TREAT at checkout, and get $20 off the Burger Perfection Flight and discover your new burger obsession. Minimum order may be required.
I'd like to introduce you to our new sponsor, Get the Tea. Get the Tea carries all natural, non-GMO organic teas and supplements made in the USA. Get the Tea's ingredients are the purest available. My favorite is Life Change Tea. Life Change Tea is a gentle daily cleanse containing 12 herbs that when combined really keep things moving. I drink it every day and my energy has never been better. I'm feeling great. Life Change Tea comes in 3 delicious flavors: natural, peppermint, peppermint, and pomegranate. It's an easy and delicious way to keep your digestion on track. And for those on the go, try D365. D365 is life change tea in a capsule. Drink the tea or take D365 capsules and keep your digestion running smoothly. Go to getthetea.com and enter discount code USA to get 10% off any size order. That's getthetea.com, discount code USA for 10% off your order.
President Biden recently released a massive $6 trillion budget, the largest budget in U.S. history. And guess who pays the bill? That's right, you, the American taxpayer. American citizens and business owners will be paying more taxes. That's a fact. And if you owe back taxes, they will be coming after you to collect payments. In fact, President Biden also hired thousands more IRS agents to go after you. If you got a letter from the IRS and you know you owe back taxes or you haven't filed in years, don't put your head in the sand. Call us today. We've saved our customers millions of tax dollars. One quick, free phone call will show you how we can reduce your past tax bill and save you thousands. Guaranteed, or you pay nothing. Call now.
800-511-6046. 800-511-6046. 800-511-6046. That's 800-511-6046.
I've got a unique vacation idea for you that's right here in the United States. If you're ready for a vacation that's fun and downright affordable, listen up. It's driving distance for many of you, so no planes, no airline delays, no hassles. It's Branson, Missouri, the entertainment capital of the Midwest. Live music for everyone. Branson has 3 beautiful, enormous lakes, water attractions, live shows, great food, and tons of entertainment. It's a perfect vacation for you and your family, or if you're retired and you want to have a great time. And you can stay in Branson for as low as $99 a night. Please understand, this is not a timeshare offer. It's a real vacation for as little as $99 a night. We've got a free vacation guide we want to send you right now. All you have to do is call for complete details. Get your free Branson, Missouri guide right now by calling this number.
800-399-4215. 800-399-4215. 800-399-4215. That's 800-399-4215.
Attention timeshare owners. Tired of the financial stress? Were you misled by the salesperson? Don't or can't use your timeshare anymore? If any of these apply to you, then you may qualify for timeshare cancellation and get the relief you need now. Timeshare Defense Attorneys is the #1 affordable fixed fee legal solution in the country with an A+ Better Business Bureau rating. That's certainly better than my grades. They even offer a 100% client satisfaction guarantee. Let one of their experienced lawyers evaluate your case and explain the process. If they take you as a client, they'll work on your case until it's resolved in your favor. Guaranteed. Expect great service and a close working relationship with your lawyer, keeping you informed every step of the way, protecting your rights, interests, and even your credit. It's that simple. Even a kid like me can understand it. The consultation is free. Call today.
800-875-1853. 800-875-1853. That's 800-875-1853.
You want answers! I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
Okay, we are back. Joe McKinney, you're out. Always a pleasure to have you with me. I'm glad you followed us along. And just thank you so much. Appreciate your time with us here on the air, in the chat room, texting or tweeting or Xing or whatever it's called. And I really do appreciate the time that you're with us. I know you could be listening to other shows, but you've chosen this one. And I think it's all right. So look, I'm not a baseball fan. Never have been, really. I mean, I grew up with the Red Sox, and I know there's a lot of Red Sox fans out there too. But frankly, I grew up at a time when they couldn't win if the other team didn't show up. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's really that simple. But, I do like to keep track of things. I know some of you are big baseball fans. But a Filipino-American, Anthony Volpe, he helped keep the New York Yankees in the World Series tonight, or the other night, I should say. Volpe's mother, Isabella, is Filipino, and his father's Italian. He was born in Manhattan. He lived there for a few years before his family moved to New Jersey. Always been a Yankee fan all his life. So, again, these guys, I think that they, I don't know if it's over yet. Probably over. Yeah, see, I hate when I do this to myself. I had the information up on the screen, and now it's gone. But even so, these guys work hard. Sports makes me nuts because they make so much money. We sit there once we paid big bucks, to go to these games. I don't go, obviously. But, I wish them the best. I love it when some of these people who come here for the American dream, truly come here for the American dream, they make it, they make things happen. Right? And when they make things happen, it's, look, I did it. I did the dream. I came here, beat my brains out, and look at how well we're doing now. So now, they get to win this. I don't know. Does anybody out there know, in the chat room? Find out for me. I mean, does anybody know if another sports team has ever come back from being down 3 games? Like right in the beginning. Bang, bang, bang. Because I don't know. Again, like I said, not a big sports guy. But I know some of you are. So there you go. There's my limited sports experience right there. Let me see. So we talked earlier about the timing of the local ABC news station mistakenly leaks a test election showing Kamala Harris winning Pennsylvania. And I think the GOP had every right to make a big deal out of it, say something about it. Because there were other ways to test it. We've already talked about that. There were other ways to test this. I was in technology for 107 years. Other ways to test it. All right, so let's come back to, I know, get off. We're talking about the Supreme Court, and they ruled this morning to allow voters, the purge of voter rolls ahead of the election in Virginia. And some of you on the left are losing your minds over it. This is clearly wrong. This is clearly against the law. Well, actually, it's not. They based it strictly on very simple English in the Constitution. You need a legal scholar to help you twist it like a pretzel to make it do what you want it to do. And former U.S. Attorney Joyce Vance, she called it disgraceful. It's a departure from the federal court's own jurisdictional principle. Principle does not supersede law. I know you'd like to think it does, but it doesn't. Right? To do no harm. Geez, I wish that doctors would do that when it comes to these kids that they're cutting up and chopping parts off of. Don't you? 855-Real-Joe, 855-732-5563. Again, be nice that they wouldn't do any harm. It would make things so much better and easier. So the so-called Purcell principle, which takes its name from the Supreme Court, the election case of 2006. Now, they didn't change any. See, the rule was in place to keep them from changing laws in the middle of an election year. But they're not changing any laws. They're adhering to the actual law, to the supreme law in this case. Nicholas Stephanopoulos, a professor at Harvard, wrote on X that even if the district judge's ruling to force Virginia to reverse the purge was constituted a last-minute change, Purcell shouldn't immunize the state's illegal action. Legal experts warned that while the ruling from the above would only affect a handful of voters, it could potentially even it could even more interference by the Supreme Court on a larger scale. No, it's really simple. Some of you states saw what just happened. You make sure your voter rolls from day one only have people on there that are legal and have a right to vote. That's it. It's really that simple. And you make provisions for the fact that if somebody shows up at the polls and can't prove they're an American citizen, give them a provisional ballot. There's got to be a way to fix this because there's no way in the sweet God's earth. We know we have 10, 15, maybe even 20 million illegals here in this country. And a certain party doesn't really seem to want to do anything about it. This is a bad sign. It suggested under Chase Supreme Court poised to help Trump suppress lawful votes. What's funny is every ruling they make, according to the left, is only there because they love Trump. They want to take care of Trump, and they haven't always voted in his favor, right? Listen to this. The court has poised Trump to suppress lawful votes. No, actually, they have poised states to suppress illegal votes. So if we're gonna suppress 5 lawful votes and keep 1,600 from voting, right? That's a bad thing. Got it. Okay, just want to make sure I understood. Just crazy. Harvard legal scholar Lawrence Tribe said, "I still think that the Roberts 6 won't succeed, but it won't be for want of trying. That the ruling only affects around 1,600 voters is beside the point when it's wrong-headed decision." Why is it wrong-headed? See, again, there's a federal law that was made, but the law does not supersede the ultimate law, which is the Constitution. Somebody needs to challenge this law. That's the problem. You know, I'm going to run this. I'm going to run this by Brad Dacus again, because I think there has to be some explanation to us unlegal people, people that don't understand the law as a whole, to be able to understand why you wouldn't consider the law and the Constitution above the laws that are made by certain states and or our federal legislators, our federal frat boys, for less than a better way to put it, right? And I want to thank you, one of the listeners, who sent me a link to a story about how close the race is and why we shouldn't worry. Joe Messina, your host. Don't go far. A lot more coming up after the break. You're listening to the Joe Messina Show. Do you have an American flag that was made everywhere else but America? Joe Messina here, host of the Joe Messina Show. I'm always asking you to buy items made in America whenever you can, and I'm putting my money where my mouth is. I own and fly an American flag made by Grace Alley, and I love it. I can hardly walk by it without saluting. Let's keep the unemployment rate low and buy American. Grace Alley flags are made right here in America by American workers. These embroidered flags are made well, and you'll be proud to fly them. Stop sending your money overseas. Keep it right here in America. These flags are fully endorsed by the U.S. government for all American flag requirements. You can find them on Amazon, eBay, and at GraceAlley.com. Get one for the house, the office, well, and your bedroom. Why not? Again, you can find them at Amazon, eBay, and GraceAlley.com. God bless you, and God bless America.
J&M Enterprises is a full-service screen printing company. They print on shirts, pants, hats, cups, frisbees, sports bags, sweatshirts, tote bags, and most any other promotional items. J&M has been family-owned and operated for over 25 years. J&M takes pride in providing high-quality products and services because we care. Our state-of-the-art equipment enables us to print high volume with superior quality on any job. We print on clothing lines for schools, businesses, sports teams, and bands nationwide. Our team is committed to total customer satisfaction and the quality you should expect from a professional screen printing company. J&M, family owned and operated. Give us a call. We guarantee a great product and a great price. 800-462-0002. For a price quote, 800-468-0002. Or go to the web at www.jnm.cc.
Do the letters IRS give you anxiety? I'm Dan Pilla. I've defended people from the IRS for more than 40 years. My book, How to Get Tax Amnesty, created the tax resolution industry and is responsible for helping hundreds of thousands of people. It can help you too. If you're a non-filer or facing IRS enforcement right now, your case is unique. You need real help, not cookie-cutter advice. My clients get my personal attention. Buy my book at danpilla.com and get a free consultation directly with me. That's danpilla.com. Let's start solving your tax problem right now.
Are you or someone you love struggling with an addiction to drugs or alcohol and want to be set free from the chains of addiction? Then call Addiction Helpline America right now to get the help you need. From drug and alcohol addiction to dual diagnosis treatment, we provide a confidential helpline to help people like you get sober and live happy, substance-free lives.
Treatment helped me get my life back. I was so addicted, the only person I could focus on was myself and what I needed. I hit rock bottom and lost everything. Through treatment, I was able to overcome those demons and focus on my family again.
I used until I overdosed and almost died. That was the end of the road for me. After seeking treatment, I now have hope. I learned skills that help me deal with life on life's terms.
800-932-1745. 800-932-1745. 800-932-1745. That's 800-932-1745.
Do the letters IRS give you anxiety? I'm Dan Pilla. I've defended people from the IRS for more than 40 years. My book, How to Get Tax Amnesty, created the tax resolution industry and is responsible for helping hundreds of thousands of people. It can help you too. If you're a non-filer or facing IRS enforcement right now, your case is unique. You need real help, not cookie-cutter advice. My clients get my personal attention. Buy my book at danpilla.com and get a free consultation directly with me. That's danpilla.com. Let's start solving your tax problem right now.
So far, this show has been awfully slow.
Except for the one I saw you do last Thursday.
When we were coming over here tonight, I was a little concerned about his driving. The minute he got to the wheel, I was worried. The left rear wheel he was going to do.
I look around the room and I realize now, aside from Clint Eastwood, I'm the biggest name here.
And now, the professor of political incorrectness, the naysayer of nonsense, the cure for Democrat dementia, here's Joe Messina.
We are back. Joe Messina, your host. Always a pleasure to have you with me. 855-REAL-JOE. 855-732-5563. Look, get involved, get engaged. Truly be part of the solution. I love it when you're part of the solution. It makes my life so much easier, frankly. I was talking about experts recently from the left, mind you, are worried that Trump has got this. He's got less than a week to go, right? The polls are showing an insanely close race between Trump and Harris, but frankly, I don't believe it. So lately it's been hard to find polls showing much of anything else, but that's not true either. Right? The problem is that often happens in the home stretch, pollsters are hurting or they're making their numbers as close as possible to those of other pollsters. So everybody kind of gets together and goes, no, I think it's going to be this. No, he says it's going to be that. So it might be this, though. Let's take a look at that. It's nuts. And there's just too many polls out there. And you don't know how they're taken. You really need to see the question, and you need to see the samples. Who did they sample? Where was it? What area was it in? Heavy Dem, heavy Republican, heavy moderate. Then you have the other thing, I guess it's called herding. It's also known as the tendency for polls to kind of produce very similar results to other polls, especially when you get towards the end, because remember, the polls are done by professional companies who get paid to do this. What they don't want, frankly, they don't want to be that far off that they'll never get hired again. So, a methodologically, it's an inferior polling way to do it. It makes everybody feel good, but it's really not the right way to do it. without real stronger polls out there, without polls out there that you can actually look at and see. You can pull these together. You can herd them together. But you have to know the questions, how they were asking, who the sample was to. So nobody wants the embarrassment of publishing a final poll and being so far off they didn't know what to do with themselves, right? I mean, who was it? Time Sienna outfit, right? That Silver Singles out of is honest with data. The Time Sienna had Joe Biden up by 9 points among likely voters in its final mid-October 2020 poll. Biden won the national popular vote, yeah, sure, whatever, by 4.5%. Worse yet, they had a late October poll 4 years ago show Biden leading by 11 points in Wisconsin. Right? He actually won by less than 1 point. So it makes them look bad. So later on, when other campaigns want to come to them and use them, they'll look at these things and say, yeah, maybe not. Most polls, well, not most, some pollsters who are honest will make sure they weigh the data so to understand who they're asking the questions to. Are they really most likely voters? Right? Do the respondents that they're asking, I mean, that's the other thing, too. They found a whole bunch of, I won't say inaccuracies, but they found a whole bunch of people that answered the polls were really the voter. Although I would do that. Sounds like something I would do. Anyway, 855-REAL-JOE, 855-732-5563. All right, another win for Trump. In the court system, which had actually nothing to do with Trump, but a judge granted Trump campaign a request in his election case where people were being sent home because either machines weren't working. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff going out there already, and it's wrong. So a Pennsylvania judge granted former President Donald Trump's request to extend a voting deadline in Bucks County. Now, the campaign filed a lawsuit on Wednesday claiming that some voters had been turned away by county election workers while waiting in line to apply in person for a mail-in ballot. A few hours after the lawsuit, Bucks County Judge Jeffrey Trauger, he granted Trump's request extending the deadline to apply in person for a mail-in ballot to the end of business day on Friday. Now, Trauger wrote in the order that the election officials who had turned away voters who were in line before the registration deadline had violated the Pennsylvania election code. The deadline to apply for on-demand in ballots in Pennsylvania was Tuesday. Now, although several voters complained over social media that they had been sent away before the 5 o'clock cutoff because there were long lines, it's not the fault of the voter that you don't have enough people to handle the lines. Bucks County said in a post on X on Tuesday afternoon that due to miscommunication, some voters in line to apply for mail-in ballots were briefly told that they could not be accommodated, but said that any voters who were in line by 5 p.m. were able to fill out a ballot application. Right. So anyway, there have been hundreds filed by Republicans across the battleground state. Now, this time, they actually have lawyers in place to handle these things quickly. Right? And so they're doing everything they can to make sure that nobody crosses the line in these states. That simple. And it's about, again, it's about time that the courts start looking at the actual law, not their feeling towards the person, but the actual law, and get it done right. And it's just, again, it's just amazing to me how many times these guys totally disregard that. All right, I thought this was kind of cool. Funny, cool, whatever, however you want to put it. But we had half a Generation Z voters said that they've lied about their votes. I mean, anybody else shocked, surprised, whatever? Because I'm not. So they said they lied about their votes. Among the Gen Z voters in the survey, 48% said that they had previously lied to those with whom they are close about which candidates received their votes. More than double the 23% of registered voters across the age groups that said they had previously done the same. You know, because you don't want to get in a fight with your parents, your friends, your sister, whatever. Which I say, I don't care. I really just don't care. Now, the survey took place on October 22nd, 24th, only a few weeks out from the election day. It'll follow the chaotic and heavily polarized campaign season. The 2024 general election brings with it multiple key Senate and House races, as well as heated competition for the presidency between former President Trump and Vice President Harris. In the Axios and Harris survey, 22% of the registered voters said they might lie to someone close about candidates they cast a ballot for. 78% said they wouldn't, but maybe they were lying. I don't know. But the polarization is there. You see plenty of families fighting over who you voted for or didn't vote for. So, you know, again, here's the spread here. Axios reached out. They surveyed, 1,800 plus registered voters. And they're looking at a 2.5% point of margin error. But I can see that happening. I can see. I wouldn't do it. I would just say, hey, you don't need to know who I voted for. It's none of your business. And maybe that's what we need to do more of. Just let people know. Look at it. It's really none of your business who I voted for, one way or the other. Oh, then you voted for Trump. No, who says? No, come on, tell me you didn't vote for... No, who says? All right, and then I know some of you guys caught this earlier, in the earlier part of the show, where Trump showed up in a dump truck, and it had a big sign on the side that said Trump, making America great again, 2024. And Trump gets out with one of those safety vests on, which I thought was a great idea. Come on. He's trolling the big time. You and I both know it. And he did this shortly after he landed in Green Bay. He had some fun with it. And he's, as he's leading out the truck, he's telling the people, so how do you like my garbage truck? The truck is in honor of Camilla and Joe Biden. And he's screaming that from inside the truck. I think it's great. I think it's great that it makes them crazy, that it doesn't get under his skin. Anyway, Joe Biden and Trump supporters, he said that some Trump supporters are garbage. Even though the White House is trying to walk that back, they can't. It's on video. You lose. So I'm your host, Don't Go Far. Be right back.
Have you ever picked up a towel set because it felt really soft in the store, but then when you go to use it, it's not very absorbent? That's why MyPillow has developed the MyPillow towels. Towels that work. The 6-piece towel set includes 2 bath towels, 2 hand towels, and 2 washcloths. And right now you can receive a 6-piece set for only $39.98 with promo code USA. Go to MyPillow.com, click on the radio listener special, and enter promo code USA, or call 800-951-8175. That's MyPillow.com, promo code USA.
Right now, you can eliminate odors, mold, mildew, bacteria, and viruses in your home with the Eden Pure Thunderstorm Air Purifier. The Eden Pure Thunderstorm uses oxy technology that naturally sends out odor-free molecules that seek out and destroy odors. The Thunderstorm doesn't mask or cover up bad smells, it eliminates them, leaving that fresh, clean smell, just like after a thunderstorm. The Thunderstorm is small, plugs right into the wall, and fits in the palm of your hand. Put one in your basement, bedroom, family room, kitchen, or anywhere you want clean, fresh air. It even includes a USB cord for your car or truck. Right now, save $200 on an Eden Pure Thunderstorm 3-pack for whole home protection. That's 3 units for under $200, a fraction of the cost compared to other air purifiers. Go to EdenPureDeals.com and use discount code USA3 to save $200. That's EdenPureDeals.com. Use USA and the number 3. Shipping is free.
Hi, I'm Ronnie Deutsch, and if you or your business owe money to the IRS, I've got great news for you. Tax laws have changed. changed. Billions of dollars are earmarked for IRS Fresh Start programs. And if you qualify, you can literally save tens of thousands of dollars. Listen, I know what you're going through. Call me if you want to speak with a tax attorney or tax professional for free.
800-284-9275. That's 800-284-9275.
Attention small business owners. This could be the most important 10-minute call you will ever make. You could recover up to $26,000 per employee today. And all you have to do is make one short 10-minute call to take your business up a notch or bounce back from these difficult couple of years. Omega Accounting Solutions can help you recover any payroll tax overpayments you made during the pandemic. You may even be eligible to receive up to $26,000 per employee. All it takes is a quick, easy, free 10-minute ERC consultation to determine if you qualify. Omega is the small business champion with teams dedicated to maximizing tax credits. They know their stuff so well that CPAs and payroll companies even turn to Omega for ERC tax guidance. Call 800-300-9ERC. That's 800-300-9ERC. 1-800-300-9ERC. Or visit OmegaTaxCredit.com.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that is MediShare. Maybe you've heard switching to MediShare to pay for health care can save many families up to $500 a month, and that is huge. But it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch, too. The member satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. MediShare works, too. It's been around for 30 years. Members have shared more than $5 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now. You'll get a price within 2 minutes. So see what you can save. This is a very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. Call 833-34-BIBLE. That's 833-34-BIBLE. 833-34-BIBLE.
Greece is cheap.
But the airfare costs a fortune.
Paris?
Not much closer. And again, airfare...
What about Puerto Vallarta?
Let's face it, flying anywhere is just too expensive.
Wait, what's this? Low-cost airlines.
With one call to low-cost airlines, you'll drastically slash your travel costs. We're talking insanely low airline prices to any of your favorite destinations. Where would you like to go? London, Rome, Costa Rica, Australia?
Wow, that's cheap.
So why wait? Call now to learn how crazy cheap it is to fly anywhere in the U.S. or international. Our prices are so low, we can't publish them. The only way to get them is to call to instantly hear the most amazing best deals on airline travel. It's that easy. So call now and start packing.
800-215-5141. 800-215-5141. 800-215-5141. That's 800-215-5141.
This is my aunt, and she's come to talk over some old family matters. I wish I had an aunt look like that. Well, take it up with your uncle.
Joe Messina, your host. Welcome back to the Joe Messina Show. Always a pleasure to have you with me. 855-REAL-JOE, 855-732-5563. Get involved, get engaged, truly be part of the solution. I want you engaged. I want you involved. Really do. All right, so, God bless this guy. Bill Clinton, or as we love to refer to him as Slick Willie. I call him Billy Bob. He admitted the economy was better under President Trump during remarks in Michigan on Wednesday. See, this is why you can't let these old-timers out. You can't let them out of their cages. Him and Joey B. They should have just put them in a room together and made it look like they were talking to a whole bunch of other people. You know what I'm saying? Former president campaigned for Kamala Harris in Muskegon Heights, with Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer. At one point, Bill admitted the economy was better under President Trump. They must have passed out. He said, I don't think it's right to say that people have to vote for Donald Trump because the economy was better then. All right? I mean, seriously. And then you can see him kind of get confused and look around. Oh, well, I don't believe that. Yes, he did. He would have said it. Of course, the economy was better under President Trump. Inflation was at 1.2%, and real wages were up. And Bill Clinton knows it. Everybody knows it. Right? I mean, admitting that, I think this is hilarious. Now, this kind of adds light or sheds some light to what I've been saying. They don't want her to win. They don't want her to win because they think they're going to be stuck with her for 8 years. She may not follow through and do what they want her to do. I think they think you get 4 years of Trump and they'll take the White House back. I think that's what they believe. About 45% of people think that Trump can do no wrong. That's according to Clinton. They don't care if we save our democracy, you mean the one that we don't have? Yeah, okay. Or not. So there's a there is a sliver there that has to make up their mind. And then Kamala Harris just showed up. I mean, she was there as vice president. And what they think of her largely depends on what they think of President Biden. He went on to say, but she's extremely vulnerable, more vulnerable than she deserved to be through crazy attacks. No, it's not crazy attacks. Not at all. They're right on, true and real attacks. So earlier this month, Bill Clinton admitted that Kamala Harris is responsible for the murder of Laken Riley. We all remember that 22-year-old Laken Riley was a University of Georgia student, and she was murdered by a Venezuelan thug. Yeah, illegal, but a thug nonetheless. And the illegal alien who murdered her crossed into the U.S. on Joe and Kamala's open border invitation. In a jaw-dropping statement, Clinton admitted that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are responsible for the murder. Here's what he said. He said, you got a case in Georgia not too long ago. The young woman who had been killed by an immigrant, yeah, well, if they'd all been properly vetted, that probably wouldn't have happened. Whoa. Maybe he was thinking they came in under Trump. I don't know. But he's right. If they had been vetted properly, if we had been following the law. They think the system is broken. For different reasons than I do, or even you maybe. They think the system is broken. We have a broken immigration system. Why? Because we won't let them just walk in? We have a broken immigration system. That doesn't mean you get to blow it off and ignore it. Just because you have the power to do it, you think you ought to do it, doesn't mean you should do it. You really need to work it through. Anyway, Israel announced that they're going to eliminate Hezbollah's new leader. They said that his time in power will be short. They just keep wiping them out, one after another after another. So Israel's defense minister, Yoav Gallant, has declared that Hezbollah's new appointed leader won't remain in charge for very long. That was a comment that he made on Tuesday. Right? In an official statement, Hezbollah revealed that its Shura Council elected Qasim following the protocol for choosing a new Secretary General. Now, named Qasim has served as Hezbollah's second in command under Nasrallah for decades. This year, he's also taken on a prominent role as the group's spokesperson, coinciding with the escalating tensions between Hezbollah and Israel. Now, under his leadership, Qasim rose to prominence within the terror organization, becoming a key spokesperson for Hezbollah, even giving interviews with foreign media during the last year, which is just amazing to me. No, really. I mean, why give them any attention whatsoever? In a separate message posted on Wednesday, 30 Israeli foreign ministers, Israel Katz echoed Gallant's stance, reiterating that Hezbollah's new terror chief will be eliminated. See, they're not going to give up. They're going to keep the pressure on. They're not going to let these guys get away with it in any way, shape, manner, or form. Do you blame them? Well, I mean, do you blame them? You can't let these people get an inch. You can't let them feel like they've won anything. And it's sad because, how do you talk to these people? How do you work with these people when you know they're just going to appease you long enough to get strong again and then come after you again? All right, a bit of news out of California. Now, California is the most populated state in the country for the moment. But it's losing, and think about something, it's losing workers actually at a faster rate than anywhere else in the United States. That's from a new report from National Association of Realtors. The Golden State's expected to have the highest number of people moving away for new career prospects. They have to. The prospects here for them are almost non-existent. Now, the Golden State's experiencing the highest number, not a higher number, not a little more than, but the highest number. California experienced a net migration of about 18,000. 18,000. I mean, it's so much more than Illinois, who lost almost 5,000. And they're blaming, and it's true, high housing costs, especially in areas like San Francisco, Los Angeles, high cost of living, the lack of safety here. And they've got the highest income taxes and the highest gas taxes to live in the state. That's just crazy. This used to be the land of opportunity at one time. Not anymore. And it's not to a big degree, the reason it's not the land of opportunity is you got nothing to step out on. Right? Thank you. I just got notice that I think that the Dodgers took the championship. And good for them. That's all I'll say. Now, Newsweek reached out to Governor Newsom's office for comment via phone outside of their regular working hours. But, there was no real response from them. But it's actually part of a larger trend. California's been losing people for years now, to the point where they actually lost a congressional seat over this. And you still have those hard-headed Democrats up in Sacramento that won't change what they're doing. Now, I don't know how they've done this, and I don't want to just be disparaging, but I don't know how they've done this where they've actually convinced rank and file that even though they have total control of the Senate and the House, and, up there in Sacramento, they've got total control of this. I'm not sure, but we don't have the Republicans don't have one statewide seat. But yet they keep blaming the Republicans for the woes of the state. You guys on the left, you must drink a special kind of Kool-Aid. You have to. Think it through and tell me, for real, that a group of people that have absolutely no power are somehow keeping the Democrats from passing the laws they want to pass. Right? Also in today was that the U.S. economy grew at a 2.8% pace in the third quarter, far less than was expected. And somehow they keep telling us that Bidenomics is working. Is that amazing to anybody else but me?